Hello, welcome back to another effective living conversation. Listen, guys, I am a strong believer about passion, about vision, about drive. And tonight we're going to have a talk with a young lady who is doing her thing because she's been called to do it. Khandi, how are you doing? Welcome back to Effective Living. It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while, and it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Man, listen, we had a talk before. I think it was even closer to the pandemic, but I saw something and I thought we have to talk because you're celebrating an anniversary. Tell our viewing audience about this anniversary. This is such a significant milestone.
Yes, it is. FOAM celebrated its 12th anniversary, June 1st, which would have been on Saturday. Yeah. And I want to just give God all the honor, the glory, and praises because I left my good paying job, where I had a hefty salary and benefit to start a vision God birthed in my heart after the murder of my two brothers, 8 months apart.
Wow. They say when God gives vision, he gives provision. We're going to talk a little bit about that. What made you establish your organization as a real organization? Not just, you went around helping a few people after having gone through your challenges, but literally you've established this thing to be a respected entity in the Bahamas.
Well, for the love of my two brothers, I must admit, I love them dearly. Andrew got murdered in 2011, and my second brother, Kana Ochi, got murdered in 2012. And when they both were killed, we would have gone to national insurance looking for if there were any contribution made by them, but they left kids. And because they didn't have sufficient contribution, we were told that their children doesn't qualify for anything.
Wow.
And with that being said, I told my mommy, I said, Mom, you could imagine, this would we go with, you could imagine other children with father, mother got killed in this country and didn't have sufficient contribution or never made no contribution. That means their children out here really struggling, and not to say that, we as loved ones, we already have our bills, our mortgage, our rent, our light bill, our insurance, school fee, our car payments, and so forth. And your loved one gets murdered. You understand me? And so now their children now becomes your responsibility. And, you ready, having a tough challenge with your battle, you understand me? So I said, Mommy, June 1st, I had $20. I said, Mommy, put $20 in this car. And we're going to reach out to families who would have lost their loved ones. And on that day, June 1st, 2012, on that day, me and my mommy drive to a couple of communities and we reached 20 families on that day. Wow. And that was it. That was it.
Wow. Your vision clearly speaks to your heart, right? A lot of people don't realize the pain that you see. Talk about that. Some of the challenges that you've seen over the years that, like, Lord, this is a very big cup to carry or to try to manage.
First of all, people don't understand what grief is until they actually walk that road. People be like, get over it. Oh, you still crying over him? Oh,
Yeah.
let that go. There's no time frame with grief. You understand me? We all have that our different state. There's 5 stages of grief, and we all have our different aspects. We all have our own journey to go through with grief, and no two persons grieve the same. So I know for my first brother, Andrew, I cried 8 months straight. And that's every day I cried. I go to work, I had to come home early. I cried. When he got killed, I drank bleach. I just wanted to die. And then the true part of it is, Ricardo, Minister Ricardo, what people don't talk about, let's talk about that anger where you want retaliation. Yeah. You want that same person make you cry. You want them served you on a platter. So you want blood for blood. Yeah. And it's that too. You have that anger, that bitter. Then you start to blame God. Then you start to question God, why him? Why not me? God, why you allow me to get killed? So it's all kind of different, stages you go through of that grief. You understand me? And then when there's children involved, and every time you look at that child, you see your loved one, trust me, that pain opens and open. And just say, for instance, the perpetrator is caught. Like they catch him today and the court case tomorrow and they convict them the next day after. That's a time frame again. So every time you try to heal, that won't open up again because the matter is continuous until there's no more outs for them. Because remember now, if they get convicted, it's a Supreme Court, they get to go to a higher court, then they got to go to another court while your loved one is in the grave forever. And so I wouldn't lie, that's a pain. And me just being able to go to families and reach out to families, when I go there, I don't go there being no police. I don't go there looking for no questions. I don't go there looking for no answers. I just go there because I care. And the same infirmity you're going through right now, I felt it. Yeah. I felt that. So I'm going there, with a compassionate heart. I'm going there because I felt that pain.
Let's talk about that for a moment. A lot of people don't realize, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, at the end of the day, if it's a loved one that's been lost, somebody's hurting, and that hurt resonates to a grandmother, to a mother, to children, to extended like yourself or siblings who are like, that's my brother, that's my sister. Talk to that message, because a lot of times we think, we see what happens on our streets, but we don't think about the pain that is extended to those around. And you bear some of that pain. Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Minister Ricardo, persons don't understand. The victim is not that person who is dead, who got killed, who got murdered, who got shot multiple times, who got stabbed. That's not the victim. The victim is us who are living behind, because there once was a chain, the chain is now broken because that person is no longer there. Yeah. So we are the victim, because when that person is dead, that's it for them. They finish. Yeah. But us who living, we got the children got to now go to school with their father, mother not being able to buy them, you get them ready for school. The daughter gets to go to prom, her daddy's not there to carry her. They get to go to get their food. They first lose their first tooth. Their daddy's not there. Their mommy's not there. And I want to say this, and grandmothers, they love these grandchildren. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even though it affects mothers and aunts, how everybody is affected by it, I don't care what nobody say. Grandmothers love their grandchildren. And when I see mothers and Grammys cry, Minister Carl, that has touched me. When I see fathers break down, that's even touched me more, because men are taught not to show emotions. And when your father's crying because their son or their daughter got killed, Ricardo, the Minister Ricardo, that really has touched me, And children, my daddy dead. If my daddy gone. My daddy in heaven, Oh, Minister Ricardo, these people don't understand what they do to families, mainly these innocent kids, because they ain't asked to come here.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fact that, we live in a judgmental society. And like you say, you have to have grace. You have to have a heart for the child. You have to have a heart for the parent. You have to have a heart for those extended individuals who are now left behind, going through pain. Your organization was founded to say, we want to offer some assistance to these hurting people. These are hurting people as well. What do you say to those out there to slow down on the judgmentalness? I mean, because clearly, even, and I'm not even talking about those who were sides who were affected by someone else's behavior. I'm talking about people from the far right and far left who don't even have there is no skin in the game for them, but yet they're judging when the truth is they should have compassion to say, wow, he left three little boys. He left a daughter.
First of all, Minister Ricardo, I'd want to say this. From the police come on the TV or the news and say he was known to the police, or he was a prolific offender, or he was out on bail, or he's been ankle electronically monitored, that's it, and that's all. You understand me? Not everybody hauled before the court is guilty.
Right.
And not everybody acquitted is innocent either. You understand me? The Bible tells us, he who without sin cast the first stone. Right. You understand me? Mm-hmm. We live in a country where as you are guilty automatically just by association. You are guilty from you get pulled in by the police. You are guilty from your name get called. That's the society we live in. You understand me? And regardless of a man's life, God knows his heart. You understand me? And these people who society deem, families love them. Yeah. And don't care what they portray to you on the outside, that they ain't portray that same image to their family. They family saw and see a difference. Like if you said some of the pictures, on videos when these guys are killed, they had a life at a party. They giving love and showing love. You understand me? But society just have a way of just dimming your character. You understand me? So I'd want to, you have mercy on others, God will have mercy on you and your family. Let's stop pointing fingers and let's not worry what he or she was. My plan is the children. Yeah. These children are broken. If they don't get the right counseling, trauma session, the tools and the mechanism in place to help them heal, the cycle is going to continue because broken children break other children. Yeah. And that's why we can see these youngsters now, they're the one cutting down the big trees, a small axe now cutting down the big trees. Because if you look at somebody's come from the daddy dead or the daddy in jail, the mother dead or the mother in jail. They don't have this steady foundation home. You understand me? So we're asking, I always think, we quick to point finger. But you be the community you want to see. Wow. You be the village you want to see in that child.
Such a powerful statement. You be the village you want to see. Start representing you well. Yes. Let's talk about this challenge of us now realizing we live in a society where you mentioned trauma. And trauma needs to be assisted by a therapist or a counselor. Where are we with that? In your opinion, how are we doing with trauma? How are we doing with assisting those who are hurting at the core?
I would say I wouldn't want to put my foot in my mouth, but I want to say that more can be done. Yeah. More can be done. More can be done because I feel like there's no reason why, Minister Ricardo, we can't have a mobile counseling bus, take a mobile bus with counseling in the community, and when trauma happens, when situations happen, we take the trauma bus to them. We should have trauma on callers that whereas something happened, they're able to come and take the family for counseling session. Like when something happened, the family too traumatized, they won't come in their own house.
Yeah, wow.
Like me personally, I just wanted to lay in my house, just die. I didn't want to come out. I didn't want to come with something. My mommy come up to me, Khandi, what happened? Why you feel like someone beat you in your face? I no, mommy, I just miss my brothers. That's why I crying, my face swell. You understand me? We be too traumatized. They even go down and reach out for help. So, Vicky just have to help now, come to the farm instead of just referring. So I feel like we to the point now, we should have like a one-stop shop from you going to, from your loved one get killed, you go to the mall. You should be able to go to city, you get the updates. From there, you go to national insurance, see if they have any contribution. But there's a counselor on board. This is where you stop it. There's a pass next. You need prayers. Have to get through this. There's social service. It shouldn't be up and down. Because some of these farmers, when they love one get killed, they love one get killed in a vehicle. So the police holds a vehicle. And then some of these loved ones don't have a vehicle. So it's just a lot of inconvenience for them. And some of these young boys getting killed, they come from the poverty-stricken area. So, so we got to see how best we can help people as they grieve.
Let's talk about your vision for assisting young people in the Bahamas, assisting hurting families. I know you've established an office, some events, and you have some plans to do some big things. I've seen some things you've announced. Talk to us a little bit about your vision and what you foresee in the future through your organization.
Okay, I want to say this, Minister Ricardo. Persons not only is victim because they lost a loved one, you can lose a home. You could be in the best of bad situation. You could be jobless. That makes you a victim or something, eh? And so with that being said, and us having so much socialism in our country, FOAM is now octopus with many different arms. We have in 2017 we established a house. It was a female shelter during COVID. It became a housing project because we had men find themselves homeless and abusive situation, wanted to get out, didn't know where to go, so we accommodate them. So now we call it a housing project. So we house males and females, not just domestic violence victims, but also persons who find themselves on hardship. But sometimes we make poor decisions that affect us and so forth. So we accommodate them. We also have a pantry where we give a grocery. Every week, every day someone could come in here and get a buy grocery. Once you have enough pantry, because now FOAM is a non-profit organization. So we survive fully on what people give us. So we can't give what we don't have. But murder victims' family, they get to come here once a month and they get a buy grocery. Sometimes we have someone to get 3 bags, it all depends on what we have. But sometimes just 1 bag because we have limited grocery. But they get up to 3 bags full of grocery. They get new and used clothing. Every July, we have back to school jamboree where we give murder victims' children a coupon to get assist with their uniform. Also, a backpack filled with stationaries. We do that. We have a club during the summer called Our Kids Matters. That our children were being molested, incest, murder, had a loved one murdered. They come to our summer camp. We do all sorts of stuff. During for last 2 years, almost 2 years, we have adopted Cleveland Indian Primary because Cleveland Indian Primary is not a part of the pilot program by the government. We did this from before they was started the program. Where every last Friday of the month we go into that school and we feed over 500 plus children free breakfast, free, and that's come to sponsors and donors. Donors like on Friday gone, we fed 550 kids breakfast. And so we thank God for that. 3 weeks, May 10th, gone on May 11th, we had something called We Care because FOAM Care. We want you there, and this is what we do. Like a lot of persons were coming in that office, had a minor infraction on their police record. Now it's prohibit them from getting gainful employment. So we partnered with the Minister of National Security and his expungement record team. We had them on board. We had Justice of the Peace on board. We had to sign on passport applications, affidavit, passport photos. We had attorneys on board who were able to answer have the person who have any court matters or want to go and put someone in court. We had them on board. We had the health on board as well. The health clinic would check in person blood pressure, glucose, and so forth. We had counselors on board as well. We partnership with various human resource departments to provide gainful employment. And some of the persons were fortunate enough they got hired on the spot.
Wow.
And so we do all sorts. We have National Training Agency on board. We had persons registered for soft skills training. We had NHI, because a lot of persons not aware that we have National Health Insurance not covering. They were out there and all. And so we had a one-stop shop for our community. And I ain't gonna lie, Pastor Ricardo, that superseded me. Because for the amount of persons came out there, I didn't thought it would have been possible. And I just planned in 1 month. God gave me that vision, and 1 month that was planned.
Wow. Action. That's what you are. You represent action. Yeah. Because in 1 month to be able to pull off an initiative like that, I saw it online. I saw some of the advertisement. Hats off to you. Phenomenal.
Thank you.
What you and your team is doing. Let's talk about how individuals can support your organization. I know I lived in the Bahamas most of my life, and I ran a nonprofit for a while. And a lot of people don't know it takes some work, and it takes not only some work, but it takes people to see what you do, funding what you do, so you can keep doing what you do. So talk about funding and assisting, because what you're doing, there are different levels of contribution. Somebody can do cash clearly, and then there's resources and supplies and so forth. So talk to us about that.
Right. Okay. And first of all, before I go go any further. This was our second consecutive year that the Prime Minister, our good, decent Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, has given January 23rd has proclaimed as Families of All Murdered Victims Day. So 2 years straight we had that, so God is good. Yes. And also in 2022, I was the honoree of the National Hero Award. I got Order of Merit. So my good work paying off, you know. Nevertheless, okay, so to contribute, we could contribute if we need. Cash donation is always a must, as the building I own, the building I in now, my office space, I don't own the building, I have rent to pay. Yeah. I also house persons. The house we own from I was a child, but the property we don't own. And that I pay for, I have a lease payment on that every year. That's another bill. I have staff stipend. Don't care how many say Ms. Gibson doing a good job. If I don't have their paycheck on the 15th and on the 30th, dog eat my lunch. So we have a staff stipend we give out. Grocery is a must. Persons, the children need to eat, families need to eat. We have persons reach out to us on Sundays on them to give their children. So groceries is a must. You understand me? We have a house that needs repair. So if you could help us with block or cement or whatever you can do, the house basically need a whole rewiring. So you might be an electrician and you might want volunteer time to do the rewiring of the house. We can greatly appreciate it, you know. And then, you know, of course, like I said, we need clothing. The children need clothing. And every, like I said, July, we have to give these children vouchers for them to be able to go get their uniform. So you might want to donate a voucher, you understand me, or donate something to what we have account at Janae's Fashion, and we also have account at Carrie's Fabric Store, Fashion Store. You go right there and you can put something on our account to have these children for them to go back to school. Also, our account number is 210-633394, and that's a First Caribbean Bank, Mall at Marathon. My contact number is 424-8953. That's 424-8953. Our office number is 601. I'm going blank. 601-4141. That's 603-4141. 603-4141.
Listen, I'm going to have those information put inside of our caption with this video, because as you're watching, I'm wanting you to know, okay, God's blessed you and you're doing well. But please know that there are still hurting people out there who aren't doing as well as you. And maybe you once hurt and you had the pain of having lost a loved one as well, but you've moved on and now you're doing okay. Please reach back and assist. Yeah. And assist someone who has a vision for helping hurting people. And that's really what it's about. When I saw your anniversary popped up on Facebook, I said, I have to do a talk with you. And I said, I wanted to give those who view my platform a chance to say, you know what, I'm going to reach out to her and I'm going to support what she's doing. And so I'm a big believer. I think monthly partnership is phenomenal. Yes. Then we got some big donors. I mean, come on, you just came into something well. Go ahead and just says, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and reach out to Ms. Gibson. I'm going to be a blessing, because there are hurting people who, if no one else assists them, the trauma and the pain and the frustration of being in a bad place locks them even more in a place where they don't feel like they can get out of it. But when you can come by a place and get groceries for your children, you could start to feel some of hope when you can get different types of assistance. So go ahead and tell our viewing audience, you know, what you perceive as a reminder that they need to grab a hold of in regards to, you know, in the Bahamas, there are hurting people, but not only in the Bahamas, there are hurting people around the world, but you are an ambassador for those in the Bahamas, especially New Providence. Everybody know you. You ain't afraid to say what you got to say. Do what you got to do. No. And so that's the one. That's a good one. Go ahead. All right.
Okay, so the Bible declares, knowing a brother or sister in need, and you shall have your bowels of compassion, how dwelleth is the love of God in you. And with that being said, Mr. Ricardo, I don't just wait for people to come to me with an issue. Some days I drive on the road, Minister Ricardo, and I see people with the issue, you understand me? And Minister Ricardo, and I meet them where the issue is at.
Yeah.
And like this one particular lady, like I saw that day she's walking, like she had a stroke, and and she was on my mind for a couple of well days. I passed her, I was rushing, and I put her on Facebook, and I asked anybody know who she is. I'm getting in contact with her. I was able to get in contact with her. And when I heard her story, I know I could not let her stay and load her and die.
Wow.
I had to take her out there. I said, Kelly, now, when you take her out of the situation, you realize that responsibility is on you, right? You realize that now your project, because she done had a stroke, and she has 2 children. She can't do anything, Candy. But I said, something, God, this is the final project I am taking on. Because when I take on this problem, God, I have the financially, I don't have it.
Right.
And then God reminded me, you're supposed to be dead, Candy.
Wow.
And you could throw up in my face, what you want to take it on?
Yep.
So I had to step back. I said, God, use me.
Yes.
God, use me until you call me home. Use me. And so people must understand, we can't continue just thinking about ourselves. We don't know what tomorrow holds. COVID-19 show us. Some people had money and couldn't spend it because they couldn't come out the house.
Right.
Understand me?
Yep.
COVID-19 show us the high, drop low. Yep. You understand me? And so we have to be mindful that, at the day, like the Bible of the poor we can have amongst us always. You understand me? Yep. Don't just keep your blessing to you and your family, man. There's nothing wrong with being a blessing to others. You understand? But while I'm saying that, people, y'all have to know too, while it's okay to say thanks, it's okay for someone to say welcome from you too. Because we come to a country where a place where people just want to take. Yeah, while it's okay to say thanks, it's okay. So I think about like people could say, oh, they need this. Let's volunteer your time. Okay, you ain't working. Volunteer for some NGO. Yeah. Let's give back. You can't just keep sitting on the receiving end, just receiving, taking. No, give back. You might not have money. Give back your time. You might not have money. Give back your children or your new and newest clothes. You ain't gonna lose no weight. Right. Your children getting bigger. So give back with our pots and pans, curtains, towels. Give back something, man. Come on. And we have a lot of people who are naturally hoarders.
Wow.
Go in your closet, go in your pantry, and just give back, man. Right. Families out there needing your all is someone new.
Good. So good. So good. It's interesting you talk about hoarders. I almost could do a show on that alone by itself because you're so right. A lot of people don't think about the amount of stuff we keep that we don't even use. Have no intent on using, but it could be a blessing to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it even as much as there are canned goods, stuff we got in our pantries that we ain't eating, but you wouldn't pack up a bag and you say, you know what, I just bought these last week, but the truth is I ain't gonna eat this. You know what? And they're still good. I could give this away. Or these clothes, a lot of times people travel annually and they bring back a whole set of stuff, but they don't transition some of the stuff they already have. You know what? You are so right on it. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I wanted you to talk. I wanted you to hear this incredible woman talk about her passion, her drive to help people. Now, here's the deal. You've listened and you felt the nudge to say, you know what? I need to reach out. Below, you're going to find her number. You're going to find the email. You're going to find the bank information. And I want you to directly reach out. I want you to directly, if you're in the Bahamas, directly reach out. And then for those of you here in the United States, if you're watching and you're in the United States, you say, boy, I needed a project or some organization to assist. I vouch for this woman of God. This woman right here, her passion and her heart for helping people is legit. Okay, and you've heard congratulations for her organization being given an official day, because if you watch the news, trauma is real. The reality of pain and hurt and violence is real, and somebody got to pick up the challenge to say, I'll be the one to assist with this need in the earth. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's assisting with a need within our country there in the Bahamas. Ms. Kendi, I want to thank you so much for giving up some of your time this morning and just having talk with me. Now we're doing this live talk where people are going to be reminded of your incredible work you're doing. If there's anything else you want to mention before we end our talk, please share it with our viewing audience. And I'm going to go ahead and put your information with the comments below. so that they'll be able to connect with you. But once again, remind them the state of where we are as a people and the need for helping.
People, I'd want to say this once again. Be quick to point fingers, but you be the village that you want to see. I listened to Tupac one day, and Tupac said, I can't change the world, but I can be the spark to let the world know it needs to be changed. So you be the spark. I challenge you today. You be the spark, and stop saying, oh, when I get rich, I can do it. You're going to never get rich if you keep saying, thinking like that. Little is much with God in it. So if you want to be a blessing to somebody, if it's $1, $5, $10, $20, that's still a plus because every dollar counts. Thank you.
So good. You heard it here live on Effective Living. Listen, guys, if you know somebody in the Bahamas who really need to hear this message and make a connection with Miss Khandi, please go ahead and share this with them. God bless you. Once again, thank you so much. Hey, listen, we're going to have to do this more frequent to ensure that we stay up to date with what you have going on. Thank you for joining me tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you too for having me. Good night.
God bless.
Okay.